I stood outside the wedding hall, my hands shaking as I clutched the soft blue dress I had ironed 3 times that morning. I thought it looked nice. Simple, yes, but neat. But now my daughter-in-law, Marla, stood in front of me with her arms crossed, eyes cold. "I'm sorry," she said, not sounding sorry at all, "but you can't come in dressed like that." My stomach dropped. Guests walked past us, staring. The music inside grew louder. My own son, Aaron, stood behind her, avoiding my eyes. "Mom, maybe it's better if I leave," I whispered. Marla nodded. "This is a luxury wedding. We need everything on theme." I felt my heart break right there. Before I could speak, the photographer tapped my arm. "Ma'am," she whispered, "please come with me. You need to see something." And that moment, I knew something strange was happening. The photographer's name was Clara, a young woman with bright eyes full of sympathy. She guided me toward a side garden behind the hall. My legs felt weak, and my breath caught in my throat. "Why are you helping me?" I asked quietly. She looked around before speaking. "Because what they're doing to you isn't right. And because, well, I have photos you need to see." "Photos?" I frowned. "Of what?" She bit her lip. "Things that might change everything." My heart pounded harder. Behind us, laughter rose from the hall. I could almost picture the gold decorations Marla always bragged about. She once called her own wedding the event of the year. But now, I was the embarrassment she wanted to erase. "I don't understand," I whispered. "You will," Clara said. "Just don't leave yet. Whatever you do, don't leave." Those words felt heavy, like she knew the storm that was coming. And somehow, I felt the first spark of strength inside me. Inside the garden, the noise from the hall faded. A fountain trickled in the center, and the air smelled like roses. Clara stopped and turned to face me. "Please sit," she said softly. "You're shaking." "I'm fine," I lied. My whole body felt like it was buzzing. "What photos do you have?" She pulled a small tablet from her bag. "These are from earlier today. I always arrive hours before any wedding to take behind-the-scenes photos. Sometimes they're sweet. Sometimes," her voice drifted. I held my breath. Then she tapped the screen. My eyes widened. It was Marla. And Aaron. Standing with her parents, laughing at something. Then I saw it. My picture taped to the planning board under a section labeled Low-Class Risks. My throat tightened. What is this?" Clara sighed. "They planned to push you out. From the beginning." A single tear rolled down my cheek. And then another. But deep inside, something else started rising, anger. I wiped my tears quickly, embarrassed even though Clara had already seen my hurt. The soft evening light made the moment feel unreal. "They planned this?" I whispered. Clara nodded. "Yes. I overheard parts of the discussion earlier. Marla wanted a perfect image. Her parents agreed. They thought you might ruin the aesthetic." She paused as if choosing her next words carefully. "Your son didn't defend you." That cut deeper than anything. My breath trembled. I had raised him alone. I worked double shifts so he could study. I sold my late mother's ring so he could pay for his exam fees. And now, at his own wedding, he turned his back on me? The pain felt sharp, but beneath it, a strange calm settled. "What do you want me to do?" I asked. Clara held my gaze. "They shouldn't get away with humiliating you. And they won't, if you're willing to stand your ground." A small fire lit inside me. "Tell me how." Clara checked the time. "They're about to start the family photos. That's when things will get interesting." "I'm not invited," I reminded her bitterly. "But they invited me," she said with a small smirk. Then her face grew serious. "Look, there's more." She swiped to another photo. My breath froze. It was Marla's mother pointing at my picture again, saying something with her mouth twisted in disgust. Another photo showed Aaron shrugging. Shrugging. A deep ache settled in my chest. Why would he allow this? Clara placed a gentle hand on my arm. Some people lose themselves trying to impress others. Maybe he's scared of them. Scared or not, I whispered, he should respect his own mother. She nodded. So let me help you. Stay hidden for now. When I say come, you walk straight to the front. I don't want to ruin their day, I murmured. They ruined yours first, Clara said simply. Her words hit me hard. And for the first time, I felt like maybe I deserved justice too. I stayed in the garden, the soft wind brushing against my arms. Inside, music echoed, big, dramatic and expensive. The kind Marla always bragged about. I closed my eyes, trying to calm myself. My mind swirled with every memory of raising Aaron. The nights I stayed awake when he was sick, the times I packed his lunch with little notes, the way he used to hug me before school. When had all that changed? My phone buzzed suddenly. A message from one of my old neighbors, "So proud your son is getting married today." I stared at it, my throat tight. I didn't even know how to reply. Then Clara returned, walking quickly. "It's time," she whispered. My heart jumped. "Are you sure?" "Very. They're posing now. And they said something else I think you should hear." "What?" She leaned closer. "Marla said you were too plain to be part of her brand." I felt something in me snap, not anger but clarity. "Let's go," I said. We stepped inside the hall through a side entrance. The gold decorations sparkled under huge chandeliers, and every corner looked like it was made for photos. Guests laughed, glasses clinked, and everything looked perfect. Except I knew the truth now. Clara led me behind a tall arrangement of flowers and whispered, "Wait here." In the center of the hall, Marla posed like she was the star of a movie. Aaron stood stiff beside her. Her parents hovered close, fixing her veil. "Move Mom's chair out of the frame," Marla said. "We don't need anything that suggests low budget." My jaw clenched. My chair. The one I should have been sitting in. Aaron didn't object. The photographer taking the main shots was not Clara. He looked tired and rushed. "Are we ready?" he asked. "Almost," Marla said. "Family only. Real family." Real family. The words cut, but they also fueled something inside me, something strong. Clara caught my eye from behind the camera and gave a small nod. It was my cue. My legs felt heavy as I stepped out from behind the flowers. A few guests gasped. Others whispered. The large hall suddenly felt much smaller. Marla's eyes widened in horror. "What is she doing here?" Aaron's face drained of color. "Mom, I thought you left." I stood tall, even though my heart pounded. I was told to. But then someone showed me the truth. The room fell silent. Marla crossed her arms. "We already explained. Your outfit doesn't match the theme. It's not personal." "It was personal enough that you put my picture under something called low-class risks." Her face froze. Murmurs spread through the hall like wildfire. Her father stepped forward. "This is a misunderstanding." "I saw the photos," I said. "You planned this." People turned toward Marla's family with judgment in their eyes. Her perfect image was cracking. And I felt my courage growing. Marla's lips trembled, but not with guilt, more with anger that her control was slipping. "Clara," she snapped. "You were not supposed to show her anything. You're fired." Clara stepped forward calmly. "Actually, the contract says I must document everything. And that includes the truth." Gasps echoed again. Guests leaned closer. Aaron rubbed his forehead. "Marla, maybe we should just—" "No," she snapped. "She's trying to ruin my wedding." I felt a strange steadiness rise inside me. I didn't ruin anything. I came to support my son. You're the ones who pushed me away. A woman from a nearby table spoke up. "Why would you treat her like that? She's the groom's mother." Marla glared. "Because she showed up looking like she was going to a school play." The crowd reacted instantly, disgust, disbelief, whispers. Aaron whispered, "Marla, stop, please." But it was too late. The mask was off. Everyone saw her cruelty. And I felt something shift in the room. Clara tapped her tablet again, and suddenly the main screen behind the couple flickered. "I think everyone deserves context," she said boldly. "No." Marla screamed, lunging forward, but she was too late. Images flashed across the giant screen. There I was, my picture taped with the words "low-class risks." Then Marla's mother pointing at it, laughing. Then Erin shrugging, looking uncomfortable. Gasps filled the hall. Someone whispered loudly, "This is cruel." Another said, "I can't believe they planned to exclude his own mother." My knees wobbled. I felt exposed, but strangely supported. The crowd wasn't laughing at me, they were angry for me. Marla spun around, her face pale. "Turn it off. Turn it off now." But Clara stepped back firm. "Everyone deserves to know what really happened." Erin covered his face with his hands. And I just stood there, realizing this wasn't humiliation. It was justice. The hall buzzed with whispers as people stared at the screen. I stood there frozen, unsure whether to run or stay. My heart pounded so loudly I thought everyone could hear it. Marla's face twisted in panic as she turned to Erin. "Do something." Erin looked at her, then at me, and then back at the screen. His lips trembled. I didn't think it would go this far." His voice was barely a whisper. "You didn't think humiliating your mother was wrong?" a guest called out. Erin stepped back, stunned. "I didn't want to make Marla upset. She said it was better for the wedding. I thought Mom wouldn't mind." "Wouldn't mind?" My voice broke. "Being told I'm not good enough? Being told I embarrass you?" His shoulders slumped. For the first time, he looked ashamed. Marla grabbed his arm. "Stop apologizing. She's making you look weak." Another guest stood up. "No, he looks weak because he let you treat his mother like trash." A deep silence swept across the hall. For the first time, I felt the weight on my heart begin to lift. Something was changing, not just in the room, but in Erin too. Marla's father stormed toward Clara. "Turn that screen off right now, or I'll sue you." Clara stood tall. "Go ahead. Everything recorded today is legal. This is a documentation of truth, not slander." Some guests clapped softly. Marla's mother gasped. "This is a luxury wedding. We can't have this kind of drama." A man near the buffet muttered, "Too late." Marla spun toward me, her eyes burning. "You ruined everything. You came here dressed like—" "Don't say it," Erin cut in sharply. Everyone turned to him. His voice trembled but held strength. "Don't insult her again. Not in front of me." Marla froze. "So you're taking her side now?" Erin swallowed hard. "She's my mother." It was only 3 words, but they hit the room like a thunderbolt. Marla scoffed. "Your mother? She's barely—" "Enough," Erin snapped. "Just stop." The guests watched with wide eyes. Marla had always loved attention, but not like this. Now the attention was slipping from her fingers like sand. My legs weakened, and I steadied myself against a chair. So much had happened so fast, and now all eyes were on us. It felt unreal. I wasn't used to anyone defending me, especially not Erin, not lately. He turned toward me. "Mom, I'm sorry." His voice cracked. I thought if I just went along with it, things would calm down. "I didn't want to argue on the wedding day. But I should have stood up for you. You didn't deserve any of this." For the first time that day, tears formed in his eyes. Marla threw her bouquet onto a nearby table. "You're apologizing to her? After she ruined the most important day of my life." Clara stepped forward. "She didn't ruin anything. She's the one who was mistreated." Marla jabbed a finger at her. "Stay out of this." Clara didn't flinch. "I won't. I saw everything, remember?" Marla's lips curled. "You're fired." "Good," Clara said calmly. "I wouldn't want my name attached to this mess anyway." Guests murmured again. Some recorded. Others whispered angrily. Marla's perfect image was falling apart faster than she could patch it. Aunt Mara, one of Aaron's distant relatives, stood up. I barely knew her, but her voice rang out strong. I've seen enough weddings to know when kindness is missing. This woman raised her son alone. She should be honored today, not shoved aside. A few people clapped. Then more. Soon the whole room echoed with support. Marla's parents stared in disbelief. Marla stomped her foot like a child. Stop clapping. All of you. This is my wedding. A guest muttered, and your behavior shows it. Aaron slowly walked toward me. Mom, if you want to leave, I'll go with you. My heart tightened. This is your wedding day, I said softly. I don't want you to ruin it because of me. He shook his head. Mom, the wedding was ruined the second they disrespected you. Something inside me cracked open. Not pain, but something warm, something healing. Marla's mouth dropped open. Aaron, you can't be serious. You can't walk out. Aaron looked at her with eyes full of disappointment. If being here means hurting my mother, then yes, I can. Gasps echoed across the room. And for the first time since the morning, I felt strong. Marla stared at him as if he had slapped her. You're choosing her over me? She shrieked. Aaron took a breath. This isn't choosing. This is respecting the person who raised me. Something you clearly don't understand. Her face twisted with fury. If you leave, we're done. The hall went silent. Aaron lowered his voice, but everyone heard him. Maybe we are. Marla stumbled back, stunned. Her parents rushed to her side, whispering frantically. She pushed them away, tears streaming down her face, but it wasn't sorrow. It was anger, frustration, losing control tears. I stepped forward slowly. Aaron, don't end your marriage because of me. No, he said quietly. I'm ending it because of who she really is. His words made Marla gasp. Clara walked to my side, giving me a reassuring nod. You didn't deserve any of this. But you handled it with grace. I wasn't sure about grace, but I felt something powerful. The hall now felt different. I wasn't the outcast anymore. I was the truth they had tried to hide. The music had stopped long ago, but the tension in the room felt louder than any song. Marla wiped her tears and pointed at me like I was the villain. You did this. You turned him against me. I shook my head slowly. No, Marla. You did this when you treated me like I was beneath you. Her hands curled into fists. You should have stayed outside. That was the plan, wasn't it? I said calmly. To keep me hidden like some shameful secret. Several guests nodded. Clara stood beside me, recording everything now, her hands steady, her expression firm. Marla tried to speak again, but her father grabbed her arm. That's enough, he whispered sharply. This has gone too far. But Marla jerked away. No, I'm not letting her win. Aaron sighed. This isn't a competition. It is when she's trying to steal my moment. I stared at her. I didn't want your moment. I just wanted to watch my son get married. My words landed heavily. Even guests who had stayed quiet looked down, uncomfortable. For the first time, Marla's anger flickered into something else, fear. Like she realized she was losing far more than a picture-perfect wedding. And she didn't know how to stop it. The wedding planner rushed in, pale and frantic. Everyone, please return to your seats. We can fix this. But no one moved. They were too invested now, too shocked, too disappointed in the bride they had just watched unravel. Marla paced back and forth. This is a disaster, she muttered. A total disaster. Aaron ran a hand through his hair. Marla, maybe we should step outside and talk. No, she snapped. You're trying to walk away. I can see it. He didn't deny it. Her eyes grew wild. So that's it? She shows up looking like someone's babysitter, and suddenly you feel guilty? You were fine with the plan yesterday. The room gasped again. I stared at Aaron. Is that true? He swallowed hard. I knew they planned to limit your involvement. But I didn't know they'd humiliate you. I told them to keep it quiet. A fresh sting hit my chest. Quiet. Like hiding me was just an organizing detail. Marla crossed her arms triumphantly. See? He agreed. Erin faced her. Yes. And it was the biggest mistake of my life. Her triumphant look vanished. Clara stepped forward again, this time addressing the entire hall. Maybe we should pause. This wedding doesn't feel like a celebration anymore. Not the way it is now. Some guests nodded. Others whispered things like poor mother and what a shame. Marla pointed at Clara. You're the problem. You started this. No, Clara said steadily. You started this when you decided image mattered more than people. Marla's mother rolled her eyes. Everyone here is blowing this out of proportion. But the crowd didn't agree. A man near the front spoke. You can't invite someone's mother and treat her like a prop. Another added, or uninvite her in front of everyone. That was cruel. Marla's parents stiffened. Their power was slipping. Erin looked around the room, then back at me. Mom, I want you to stay. Please. If there's still a wedding, I want you in the front row. My throat tightened. Only if you want that. Not because you feel guilty. I do want it, he said softly. Because you deserve that seat more than anyone. The crowd murmured warmly. But Marla exploded. No. If she stays, I won't walk down that aisle. And suddenly, everything shifted again. Everyone stared at Marla, stunned by her ultimatum. Even her own parents looked uneasy. Her mother whispered, Sweetheart, maybe we should. No. Marla shouted. I refuse to share my wedding with someone who doesn't understand luxury or class. A sharp silence fell. Her words hung in the air like poison. Erin's jaw clenched. Marla, that's enough. This is not about class. This is about respect. Marla laughed bitterly. Respect? She showed up looking like she bought her dress from a clearance bin. A woman near the back gasped loudly. What is wrong with you? Marla spun around. Stay out of it. But people weren't staying out of it anymore. A middle-aged man stood. If you talk to your future mother-in-law like that now, how will you treat her when there are no witnesses? Someone else muttered, Poor boy. Marla screamed in frustration. This is my day. Erin looked at her with tired eyes. A wedding isn't a performance. It's supposed to be about love. She threw her hands up. Well, apparently I'm the only one who cares about making it perfect. Erin took a long breath. Maybe perfect isn't what I want anymore. Marla froze. Marla stepped back as if the words physically pushed her. What do you mean by that? Erin rubbed the back of his neck, the weight of the moment heavy on him. I mean, I don't think I recognize you right now. This person, this version of you, isn't someone I want to spend my life with. Her face went pale. You can't be serious. He looked at her sadly. I am. Her voice shook. You're breaking up with me? At our wedding? He looked down. Maybe we rushed things. Maybe we ignored red flags. Maybe we're not ready. Her parents gasped. Erin, think this through. But Clara spoke up. He is thinking. For the first time today, he's thinking for himself. Marla shook her head violently. No. No, no, no. I won't let her take this from me. I stepped forward gently. Marla, nobody wants to take anything from you. We just want kindness. Kindness? She repeated, almost laughing. You're ruining my dream wedding and you expect me to be kind? I looked at Erin. Your happiness matters. But so does your character. He met my eyes with a soft, broken expression. And I saw it. He had finally woken up. Marla's breathing grew fast and uneven. This can't be happening, she whispered. Everything was supposed to be perfect. Erin sighed. Perfect isn't real, Marla. And hurting people to get it isn't love. She turned her back to him, gripping the edge of a table as if trying to steady the spiraling world around her. I worked so hard, she muttered. I chose every detail. I planned every second. Her voice cracked. For the first time, I saw something different. Beneath the anger, there was fear. Fear of losing control. Fear of failing at the image she had built. But pity didn't erase the truth. Clara approached gently. Maybe it's time to rethink what matters. Marla didn't respond. Guests slowly returned to their seats, unsure whether the wedding would continue. A few comforted each other. Some shook their heads. Others watched silently, waiting for the next chapter of the drama they never expected to witness. Aaron walked toward me. Mom, thank you for standing up for yourself. I should have done it first. I touched his arm. What matters is that you're doing it now. Behind us, Marla suddenly stood upright again. I won't let this end, she whispered to herself. It didn't sound like hope. It sounded like a threat. Marla stomped back to the center of the room. Everyone sit down, she yelled. We're finishing this wedding whether you like it or not. No one moved. She glared around the room. Why aren't you sitting? A guest answered softly, because this doesn't feel like love. It feels like a fight. Marla growled. This wedding is happening. Aaron shook his head. Not like this. She pointed at him. You owe me this. I owe you respect, he said. But not a wedding built on disrespecting my mother. Tears streamed down Marla's face. She grabbed the edge of her expensive gown as if it were the only stable thing left. I spent months planning. I paid for everything. I made everything beautiful. You did, Aaron said gently. But you forgot to make your heart beautiful too. Gasps again. People stared at him, impressed by the sudden courage he found. Marla's voice dropped to a trembling whisper. So, you're really ending this? I think it's for the best, he said quietly. Her body shook. She looked at me like I had taken her place at the altar. I hope you're proud, she said bitterly. But I wasn't proud. I was simply relieved the truth had finally surfaced. The wedding guests slowly stood, gathering their things. Some walked over to me, offering gentle smiles or quiet hugs. You didn't deserve this, one woman whispered. You handled it better than anyone could. Clara touched my shoulder. You okay? I nodded slowly. Just tired. Around us, the hall that once sparkled with gold now felt dim and empty. The grand decorations looked pointless now, like shiny wrappers around a spoiled meal. Marla sat on a chair alone, staring blankly ahead. Her parents whispered to her, but she didn't respond. She looked lost in a dream that had shattered right in her hands. Aaron approached her one last time. I'm sorry, he said softly. I wanted this day to be special. But it wasn't supposed to hurt anyone. Marla didn't look at him. Go, she whispered. He nodded sadly and walked away. When he reached me, he exhaled shakily. Mom, can we go home? A simple question. A heavy answer. Yes, I said. Let's go. Clara walked with us toward the exit, still holding her camera. You did something brave today, she said. Both of you. I wasn't sure it felt brave. But it felt necessary. Outside, the late afternoon sun glowed warmly across the parking lot. The air smelled of flowers, not tension. I finally took a deep breath that didn't hurt. Aaron leaned against the car, wiping his face. I'm sorry, he whispered again. I should have defended you from the start. I don't know why I let them treat you that way. I placed a hand on his shoulder. Heart makes people blind sometimes. But you opened your eyes. He nodded, eyes full of regret. I don't know what happens next, with Marla or anything. You'll figure it out, I said gently. But next time, choose someone who values kindness more than perfection. He gave a small, sad smile. You're right. Clara joined us. Before you go, I want you to have this. She handed me a USB drive. All the photos. Not just the bad ones. I captured some beautiful ones too, moments of you waiting, hoping. They tell the real story. My chest warmed. Thank you. For everything. She smiled. Some weddings show love. Some weddings reveal truth. Today revealed truth. As she walked away, Erin opened the car door for me. For the first time that day, I felt seen and valued. The drive home was quiet but peaceful. The weight on my shoulders felt lighter with every mile. When we reached the house, Erin followed me inside like he used to when he was a boy. He sat down at the kitchen table and sighed. "Mom, I want to make things right. Not just today. From now on." I sat with him. "Then start by being honest with yourself about what you deserve." He nodded slowly. "I think I lost myself trying to be the man Marla wanted. I forgot who raised me. I forgot who I am." I smiled gently. "Well, now you remember." He looked up, eyes shining. "Can we rebuild our relationship?" My heart softened. We never lost it. It was just buried. We shared a quiet moment that felt like healing. That evening, after he left to gather his thoughts, I plugged in the USB Clara gave me. The photos appeared, me in the garden, brushing dust from my dress, looking nervous but hopeful. Truthful photos. Real photos. Not the fake perfection Marla wanted. As I scrolled, I realized something important. I hadn't walked away from the wedding with shame. I had walked away with my dignity, my voice, and my son finally standing by my side. And that was worth more than any perfect wedding ever could be.